Right, hello. Just filming a little video. First of all, going to show you my bedroom wall. Now, on my bedroom wall, I basically have posters and things of, well, flyers, may I add, of Northern Soul events. I haven't been to all of them, but when I go to a local event, I normally collect all the flyers from the table, because I like to put some of them on my wall. It's not quite covered yet. I've still got lots to do, and you know, make it look really good. This one, it holds a special place in my heart because basically I was a special guest DJ. Yep, that one. I was on the same bill as Arthur Fenn and Soul Sam and Sister Dawn. Basically, holding memories because Soul Sam is one of the original pioneers of Northern Soul DJing, and I'm quite a proud person to actually play that one. And you know, so that's not a bad one. Dean Parrish, met him, well, didn't really meet him in person, but went to see him live. My dad actually went up and got his autograph. I decided to sit down in the seat, so sadly I should have done, because what a legend the guy is. Oh, falling all over the place here on my bed. I've got a few other bits and pieces like nickel crackling puzzles, but we've got to work on them anyway. I just thought I would hold my camera up like that, so I can have a little bit of a chat. This really isn't a musical blog. I didn't want it to be a musical blog because I do a lot of them and I don't really want to do a few for a while before I get around to it. But I suppose, depending on how you look at it, this could well be a musical blog. I'm a very avid reader of Wikipedia. I don't actually say that I use it for lots of information, but because musically I know a fair bit about music, but what I do have is I have books and things I have in my head, and I don't really like to go on Wikipedia to edit pages. No, don't believe that I'm going to be editing into something wrong or suggesting that, but I particularly like using American-based information, which enables me to write up information on chart positions and things like that relating to the charts of certain bands, because a lot of people actually do have a problem, I believe, with Wikipedia, because basically they upload a band's discography or whatever, and they upload like chart positions of bands, but they end up using half of only the information. I mean, I think they probably go to AllMusic Guide to get the lowdown on the information that has probably been submitted, unless they actually own the Billboard chart books based on the Hot 100, Bubbling Under, which is now incorporated into Hot 100, whether it's dance, disco, adult contemporary, rock, R&B, slash hip hop, whether it's the Billboard country charts, and of course the album ones like Billboard Top 200, then they can't really use, I suppose, AllMusic Guide all the time to give their information out, because I do believe that there are some always important factors missing that people tend to forget. They end up putting like they find the position of some band like Oasis, as I've noticed, right? And the point is they put like the singles down and they put the album, and they find out that they've had hits in the Billboard Hot 100, they've had hits in the rock, and they've had hits in the albums. I understand that maybe, you know, if you calculate all their chart hits in America based on singles and albums, and all of them, then I can't say how many they've had, but the example would be something like, say, 20, roughly, or probably even a little bit more, I don't know. And that accumulates whether it's been success, you know. If you use, and we're basing it on one track per item, so we're not going to be using the old example of if you Don't Look Back in Anger was a rock hit and a Hot 100 hit, it's classed as 2. We'll class it as 1. Basic, well, or even we could class it as 2 if we wanted to. So let's just imagine that there's been 22 or whatever amount of chart hits in America for Oasis. Some people have only ever used the AllMusic Guide, and it's really been a case of it's 1, 2, 3, 4 left. I mean, they use the information and think, that they've got all of what people would need to see of our 80 chart positions in America, and they've missed out 3 or 4 chart positions which I have quite rightly assembled. I put them into Wikipedia. Hopefully no one takes them off, but I put them into Wikipedia because I actually do have books that do it, and I actually have the information at hand, so I know that I can put all the information in that's relatively quite required, in the same way as somebody put the real thing having like only a little bit of success in America. They put down that YouTube Mirror Everything was their biggest hit in America. It was, but they hadn't even gathered whether they had any other hits in America, and I wanted to put a line about the fact that they had another hit in America which was in the dance and disco chart, which maybe to a lot of people is informatic when it comes to it, and that's what I like to do about Wikipedia. I like to put the information of American based information into it, you know, which enables people to actually study this one. I mean, especially if they look at a band and they think, oh, they've not had no American hits, like for instance Deacon Blue. How many people would actually put Deacon Blue's discography down and think nothing for America, right? No Hot 100 hits, no albums that have ever been in the charts. So, therefore, they might not consider them to be relatively important to the American market, although I do believe that is wrong to suggest that when they've technically had American hit records. I would like to make a blog about this, and a bit more about America and their way of charted, because it's quite interesting to see how bands have fared and the interesting note of all the charts in general. So that will be something I'm going to put in. I'm gonna work on this one. I think I will entitle this one about Wikipedia. It's all about correcting information that I believe should really be more to add to Wikipedia, not to take off, but to add. If I can add a little bit more information that might be of use to the people, then it helps. Especially if you was to do something like, it's interesting if you had like a radio program and you wanted to do something called The Great, and you wanted to play music from American charts. You might be thinking, well, there's an idea. We could do a British band and relatively play their chart hits in America. But when somebody looks at Wikipedia, if they're using that information, and they're looking on there and they're going, oh, right, we're looking for like bands, and they look at, say, Oasis, and they look at all the hits that they've had in the charts of America, they look at the rock charts and find, say, 6, 7, or whatever amount of tracks that they've released in that chart. It's hard for them to turn around and say, yeah, but we've only got that amount of music, and then all of a sudden you think, well, you've missed 2 or 3 out because they've had others that somebody has obviously not got the information to put in. That is it. And one last thing I'd like to point out on this one is I think there's a separate guide to sales in America, because I think they have a sales chart as well, a Billboard Hot 100 sales chart or something, because I don't understand why it is, but the main book of the Billboard Hot 100 chart book actually does have no steps records in it. I know we're not talking the fact that it's a bad thing, but there's nothing in there by the band steps. But for some reason, in one of the yearbooks, it must be 1999 yearbook, it does state in the Hot 100 section there that they did have a chart hit called Tragedy, and I think that there was something to do with releasing a record on that, and it was probably sales, not so much having like the massive Hot 100 hit. I think it was probably a Hot 100 sales hit, I don't know, something like that, but I might have to check that one up and see what information I can come up with that one, because that's interestingly something that, you know, really does make me want to find out anyway. But anyway, enough about that. We'll have some more interesting music blogs come up for you soon, and some other bits and pieces, so ciao for now.